Thank you so much for being here. It's such an honor to have you with us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for the pleasure of seeing this film I shot so long ago. It's late. It's really late, and thank you for the experience. Yeah. Thank you for the experience.
Great. I was wondering, how was working with Elia Kazan? It's just, was he easy to work with?
That's not, the question is, that picture is Elia Kazan's picture. It's not just that he wrote it, but within the picture itself, it is psychologically, sociologically, politically his persona. And with all the good and the bad that we all have in ourselves. I'm very proud to have been a part of this film, worked my ass off it, and feel that the aspects of the film that touch me today as I see it are mostly all positive. One thing is that what America meant to people. One thing was what empire and what repression of people does to human beings, and how they respond in different ways to work their way out humanly. And I think the film does that in a complicated and I think good way. And that aspect of Kazan is one that I respect, and I'm so happy that I was part of this film. I don't believe in the discussions of the persona, because none of us really know too much about Kazan, you know, talking about the blacklist, talking about all things. I think what's worthy of discussion is the meaning of the film, what the meaning of the film and how it fits with our ideas of life and how we act toward one another. And it's worthy of a lot of thought, a lot of discussion, and that can't be said by a lot of films.
Thank you so much. A couple of questions from the audience. Yes, go ahead, please. Yes.
Yes. Epic, and what an honor to have you. The question is this. Was this, in terms of the way in which, because it was so deeply personal, etc., was there a lot of improvisation in terms of what you shot and how you shot it, or was everything storyboarded and planned out, or how did you approach shooting this deeply personal, but was it a run and gun style? How did you manage this epic film?
Kazan was an incredible director. His relationship to actors is something really out of this world. And sometimes it reflected its ways that on a personal way we weren't really friendly. He would often get to know a great deal about people's personal lives, almost like a psychiatrist, and use those things to get what he wants out of actors. And sometimes that can be harmful for them personally, and often can bring them to performances of great height. But people who know about direction could talk more about that.
Great. Yes?
What do you remember as the biggest challenge shooting? the most challenging sequence for you shooting?
The most challenging sequence and the most gripping sequence to me, unfortunately, had a lot of spots on it. A lot of, and then I know that modern techniques they could have made it a better print, and that's the scene with Stathis and his wife,
To be, wife to be,
Yeah,
right?
and the wife to be, where the totality of the issues involved in ambition and desire and love and empathy and interaction were conflicted. So you felt for both people, but also you could see where Kazan's view was. And even though it's just a scene in a room between two actors, even now to me, it was quite moving.
Prior to tonight, when was the last time you viewed the film?
When was the last time?
I know about 20 years ago. I say, this print, this is a hell of a print. Wow. You know.
Except for that sequence.
Yes, back there?
Hi, visually, was it his vision in his head, or was it yours, or a combination?
More of his vision in his head, or
Was
was
it
it
what?
your vision? The photography, was it his vision, the Kazan's vision?
No, the word vision, I don't know. We would all get ideas. The crew was Italian crew, for example, you know? And I spoke part English and part Italian movie talk. I was interested in the Greeks who were worked around us. Italy was their conqueror. Italy occupied Greece, and yet the relationship between the Italian people and the Greek people was not like you usually get from that kind of imperial thing. And that was sort of an atmosphere in the making of the film. I don't know whether I answered that fully at this late time, short enough.
Great. Last question back there?
Yes, could you tell us a little bit more about the casting of the main character? Were you involved in the decision, the choice?
Yes, Stathis Yadalis is my friend. I talk to him once every 2 weeks. He lives in New York. Kazan, he had done a little bit acting in Greece. Kazan did not really consider hiring him, but he came here on his own, and I befriended him, and I spent about 3 weeks with him with a camera. We rode on the, we took the boats back and forth from Brooklyn, and we hung out, and I spoke English with him, and a lot of, even though in the film he couldn't speak much English, but Kazan saw something in him, and I thought he saw the right thing. And also he spent the rest of his life here in America, and he worked for the UN, and did good work with young students from different nations. His name is Stathis Yadalis.
Excellent. Mr. Haskell, for your work and for being here tonight. And many thanks to Mr. Kaya College. Thank you.